Go ahead, Greg.
Nate, what's this week been like from the players' perspective?
It's been kind of tough. We got a lot of people that passed over the past week and a half, and I feel like it's just tough for the Chapel Hill community. And as a player, it's kind of tough because you got so many things going on, and we have a lot of big games coming up. So it's just been kind of tough on everyone.
Have you had any interactions with former players that have been coming in this week?
No, I haven't. I've been a little under the weather, so I've been trying to rest up as much as I can.
How's the lip? I guess the lip is back to normal for you?
It's still a little bit swollen, but for the most part, it looks regular, so I'm fine with that.
For you guys, everything's been going on. How anxious are you guys to get back on the court and just get back to basketball and kind of block everything else out?
I think we're very anxious. The past few games, they were pretty quick turnarounds, and this game we've had a whole week to prepare, so I feel like we're kind of tired of going against each other every day in practice, and we're excited for this game, especially losing the Pitt in the ACC tournament last year.
Has the rotation kind of stayed the same in practice? You been a starting?
Coach has been changing up a little bit. He has been sticking with that same starting five. We'll see how it is today. I don't doubt that he changes anything.
By saying starting five, you mean Boston College, you and Isaiah in the starting five?
Yes, I do mean as so far in the practice plan, the same starting five that we've had against Boston College has been the same in practice.
Do you approach things any different when you're starting as opposed to coming off the bench, or does it make a difference to you?
I'm sorry.
Do you approach things any different starting as opposed to coming off the bench?
No, I don't really approach it any different, and I don't feel like any of the other players that are now starting, like Isaiah, has approached it any different either. Coach always preaches that however long you play, whenever he calls your name, just be ready and contribute the most you can.
Yeah, each lineup has sort of a different feel. Did that lineup have a pretty good feel to you?
I think it did. Against Boston College, I felt like we all wanted Marcus to be a little bit more aggressive in the first half. He definitely picked it up in the second half. So hopefully next game he'll come out with a lot of fire.
From your observation, how has Coach Williams kind of taken Dean Smith's passing? Has he been kind of the same as he always is in a practice over the week?
Coach is a tough guy, and I mean, there's been a lot of things going on that he's had to go through, and I feel like when he comes to practice, that's kind of like his time to escape away from everything and just kind of take his mind off of things that are going on. So in practice, he seems the same for the most part. When we first got news of Coach Smith passing, you could tell that Coach was hurt and our coaching staff was hurt. And, but in practice, he's pretty much the same guy.
I'm sure you guys have known about, the basketball legacy of Coach Smith, 2 national championships and whatnot. Have you all heard any stories about Dean since his passing that really brought to the forefront what type of man he was this past week?
Well, I mean, obviously, I feel like we all can see how many different lives he touched, and for him to have won the humanitarian award, I feel like that's, I mean, that in itself just shows how great of a person he was. And for me, I've never met Coach Smith, but I felt like from the stories that I've heard, I see a lot of him in Coach Williams.
How so? How do you see him?
Just because Coach is a very genuine person. I feel like he always does the most that he can for his players and for the people that he knows.
Word is that you guys are going to be wearing a DES patch on your jerseys. What does that mean to you?
That means a lot. I feel like, I mean, first of all, just with North Carolina on your chest, that means a lot. And for us to add that patch on there, just like we added the patch of Slore Scott, it's just something else that we got to play for. And I feel like it could bring us together a whole lot more, and we could play a whole lot harder with that burden on us.
Nate, you mentioned being anxious to get back out tomorrow so you don't have to play against each other. But has this been an opportunity to kind of catch your breath? You got 3 weeks of the regular season left. Have y'all been able to use that as a little bit of rest time?
Most definitely. We haven't gone 100% every day since the last game, so I feel like it did give us some time to try to heal up for guys that have some nagging injuries to kind of rest and recover. So I think it's been good for us. But like I said, we're very anxious to start playing again.
Is the mental break more valuable than the physical break?
I would think it's the physical break is more valuable. I don't think mentally it really takes a toll when we play games back to back or in a hurry. But I feel like physically our bodies wear down, and when we can get that time back, it helps a lot.
When you're playing a team that is desperate to kind of maybe help its NCAA tournament positioning, and you guys are a marquee name with a ranking by your name, is there anything different when you go in to play a team like that? You know that maybe there will be a little bit more edge to them, or is that kind of the same way it is every night?
Not really. It kind of is the same way every night, especially playing in this conference. And I feel like we have our own edge going into this game, especially after what happened last year.
You guys have a lot of talk about how much you guys respect Desmond. Theo's obviously a guy that's been very outspoken and is a big part of it. How they kind of, those two guys handle their transition? I mean, those guys both being in suits and not on the court as much, how their kind of roles has changed or adapted to that?
Well, I'll start with Theo because Theo's been out longer. He's been doing a great job with it. He's super encouraging on the bench. He's always talking to us, always trying to get us going. If he sees anyone down or kind of funked out, he always tries to pick them up. And Theo, I felt like he brought us a lot of energy while he was playing, and that hasn't died since he's been out. And pretty much the same thing with Desmond. He's a leader that we look to, and I think it kind of hurt all of us to see him go down, especially him being a senior. And I feel like that's just another reason for us to play hard.
Nate, you brought up a couple of times, just kind of vaguely there. What is it about Pittsburgh when you mentioned that they beat you last year? What was it that stuck out in your mind about the way they played?
Well, they always play physical, so we know that's how they're going to play this weekend. But, they came out and hit us in the mouth early in the ACC tournament, and I felt like we weren't really ready for it. And we got down too much early, and we made a strong comeback, but it wasn't enough. And I feel like that's still fresh in our minds. That was the first round of the ACC tournament. None of us were expecting to lose the first round of the ACC tournament. We were really trying to go on a run there and win it. So I still feel like that's heavy in our minds.
You say they're physical. Like, what does a physical team do? Where does that show up?
Defensively, on the defensive end of the court, they play a lot more physical than some of the other teams. And I don't know, for some reason I feel like it's just a whole lot more contact, and that's the way we've been practicing this week, just trying to prepare for that.
Anything else?
Because of that loss in the ACC tournament and, type of physicality that they bring to the court, does that help you guys not look ahead, considering, what's going on next week?
No, I don't. I feel like we never look ahead. Like I said, this is a strong conference, and you can play any team on any night and lose a game. So I feel like we can never look ahead. I'm pretty sure none of my teammates and none of our staff is looking ahead. We're just focused on this one game and taking one game at a time.
How do you prepare for that in practice? I know the coach doesn't want you guys to beat each other up that much in practice, but you all face a physical team. What kind of things do you guys do in practice to prepare for that?
Like I said, this past week, the practices have been a lot more physical. Coaches will sometimes let a few more fouls go than they usually would. And like you said, we're not trying to hurt each other, but we do have it in our mind that, okay, we're prepared, let's play a little bit more physical, let's rough each other up a little bit more. And I feel like that's what we've been doing.
Will you keep playing with the mouthpiece rest of the season?
Yes, I will never not play with the mouthpiece again.
Thanks, Nate.